Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 18 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, we couldn't get rid of the Dodgers out of either their park or our park. We wound up playing them 4 games in a row. And we did alright, except we gave up 3 home runs in the top of the 13th. So, yeah, let's hope they don't use us in extras anytime soon. Let's keep going. Alright. Top of the 5th, none out. We are down 4-1, so, yeah, let's do it.
Jason Parham enters from the bullpen to do the pitching.
Number 23, Jason Parham.
Yeah, and it's like I was telling you before, we're not the closers, or we're not being asked to come in and pitch in real tight late-game situations to get saves and such. We're the long reliever. We're just the mop-up man, so we're just here to clean up things whenever the starting pitchers can't hack it.
In now for Colorado, Steve Fisher.
Rockies, first baseman.
Okay. Get on this.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. First pitch fastball off the plate there.
Oh,
and
boy.
It's ball 1.
Plays it first.
Now the 1-0. Now he gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate.
Might have been cheating for another fastball, trying to get the head to that one early. Pitcher pulled the string with a nasty breaking ball and had him a little bit out in front.
A little
Yeah,
behind on that
he's
swing, and
hungry.
now he'll
I
try
give
to
him that.
shorten up maybe and protect the plate.
How about a high fastball? Let's see what you'll do with this one.
And this is taken
Ooh.
for a ball high and tight. 2-2.
Nerves of steel. Gotta give him credit for that one. All right, change up low outside. See what he does.
And a changeup swung on
Bye.
for the first down.
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his swing in that location, so a good job there of exploiting that. That can be real hard for some guys to overcome when teams start figuring out what locations you just can't handle.
Doesn't help that I'm also exploiting the difference. You know, I threw him a fastball high inside right by his friggin' teeth, and then I threw him a changeup low and away. And perceptually, the difference in speed is so much greater when you're going up and inside versus down and away.
So far.
And we got one here.
The 0-1 pitch. And a breaking ball stays outside.
Such that a fastball up and inside is seen as much faster as one down than away. Pretty sure I butchered that one, but...
Down the left field line and deep.
Ooh, clobbered that one.
And this will wind up a foul ball.
All right, you want the hook? Here comes the hook.
Ground ball foul down the left side.
Hey, get your pitch up there. Let's go, kid.
All right, we've shown him nothing but two seams and curveball. So how about that change up low outside again? Well, he got hold of it.
It's a 5-1 game here in inning number 5.
Oh, come on, big guy. Get your pitch.
Fastball up and inside.
Here's a
Pop up.
high pop
Sure,
up.
why not? Just covered the...
And he'll put this
base.
one away in foul territory for the
I don't know what
second
you're
out.
doing there, Jason. Clearly Brantley had it.
Digging in once again, Garrett Cole.
Now batting, pitcher, Garrett Cole.
Hey, get your pitch and
First
try it
delivery
right
to him on the way. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
Hey, push it first. Push it first.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And he won't bite it.
All right,
that
Jason.
one either. It's 2-0.
Get it out of your system now. It's the pitcher. You might as well.
Got to stay on the attack. Minimize pitches against these guys and put them away early.
Fastball hit on the ground is short.
No problem.
Right there. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Colorado. They're up 5-1.
And I assume we're done, but I'm not 100% sure. May just be the order turned over, depending. Hey, another inning of work.
The lineup stepping in, Johnny Leone. Couple of singles to his credit thus far.
Hey, we pulled one back. We can still do this one.
First pitch of the at-bat. A ball and no strikes.
All right, got to be careful now, though. These are the top of the lineup, so they're gonna mash us if we get too careless.
Blowing away as he misses again. 2-0.
Boy, he just looks locked in at the plate right now to me. His numbers in recent games have been very good, and those were 2 stone-cold takes right there that put himself in a great hitter's count.
Fastball low inside, sure, why not? That wasn't particularly low. Still jammed him.
Myers has the best view of this one, so he'll take it for the first out. Ready for another shot now. Kelby Tomlinson. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. First pitch on its way. Takes a knee-high fastball. This year against right-handed pitching, Tomlinson is holding on to a batting average way down in the 210s.
Yeah, Matty, he's well aware of it. Runners in scoring position, that's where you need to be on your game.
Now.
He's just expanded the zone.
You gonna swing or what?
Too much in these situations. Man, you find yourself down 0-2 after 2 great executed pitches right there. Got to look for something up. Might have to.
All right. Low inside changeup. See what he does with it.
Bouncer up the middle. Duffy has it.
Come on, Duffy.
Gets him.
There we go. I don't know. This whole reliever thing isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Here's Charlie Blackmon now. A hit in 2 tries so far.
There's a, I don't know how to quite put it. There's like an immediacy, or there's an importance to every pitch and at bat that I didn't really feel when I was doing starting pitching here.
And the pitch.
You know, everything is important because I don't have that many pitches to work with. That's far from saying that I want to go to being the closer, but you know, while we're being made the reliever, we might as well enjoy it, right? All right. I think now that's too high, or that's too low and outside. Here's the cutter, high inside. Let's see if he can make contact with it. Just barely. And now how about the curveball?
Swung on,
by
and he went fishing in the dirt.
Mr. Charlie Blackmon. Chuck Nasty, have a seat and get comfortable.
1, 2, 3 go the Rockies. They're still out in front, 5-2.
I'm terribly sorry. That's Mr. Nasty for me. And I'm sure that'll do it for Jason.
Christian Villanueva will be summoned off the bench here as he'll pinch hit with a runner at first and 1 gone in the inning.
Hey, somebody got a hit or a walk or something. All right, let's see how it turns out.
Well, maybe a little bit of a problem is they had to wind up going to that bullpen quite a bit. 5 pitchers are going to combine to finish this one to get the win.
A 6-4 finish in tonight's affair. The Rockies led this game from the 3rd inning on and never wavered. Garrett Cole wins his 3rd of the season. Mike Vento was only able to work 4 innings as he takes the loss. Wade Davis earns the save out of the bullpen, his 6th. So that's a wrap for us here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click over to theshownation.com.
Well, if nothing else, these outings by our starting pitchers are strengthening our argument to be put back into the opening rotation, but, you know, it's also coming at the cost of some losses. You know, once again, we are the last team in the league. We were the last team in our division, rather, to make it to 10 wins. And we're in pretty good company, including the Phillies, RIP, the Pirates, the Cubs, and the Mets, all still hunting for double-digit wins. But there's not a whole lot we can do about that. We're just the reliever, man. We're not part of that conversation. So, rather, let's keep going. Top of the fifth, 1 out, 5-1 again. Okay, let's do it.
Jason Parham will come on in relief now as he'll make his 10th appearance of the season.
Raining in San Diego. Oh no. You know what's funny though? I've been looking, and I think Jason's put in about as many innings as a reliever as Matt Strahm, our number 5 starter, has put in. And he's got a much better ERA still. I'm just saying.
And that'll bring up the speedy outfielder David Dahl. 0 for 1 for him here in this one.
Okay, so we got 1 out, we got 1 on, and he is a 68-75, so got to be a little concerned about him running, but I'm more concerned about just getting this guy out. Oh.
A diving try, but he can't haul it in. It's through for a base hit. And they'll have runners at second and third following the 1-out double.
Well, that's no good.
That first pitch go by, no matter what. Work the count, make the pitcher waste a few pitches, but when he serves up a fastball like this on the first pitch,
I guess Johnny Valencia couldn't make a play on that one. Another inch or two, and that would have been a foul ball. That's life sometimes, and that's baseball.
Standing in now, Steve Fisher, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He was retired via the ground ball last time up.
Now, if you're an old school ball player, there's an argument to be made in this situation where you've got 1 out and runners on second and third to actually intentionally walk this guy.
0-1, here it comes. Curveball that time, not even close.
And the argument there would be made that, well, if you walk him, you put a man on first, which enables the double play ball. But at least for Jason, I'm reluctant to do that because it's
plate with guys on, but right here he's doing a great job of waiting on the right pitch. Got himself ahead in the count now.
High in the air down the right field line.
For Jason, it's just as likely or more likely that
from third, and he will come across to score on the sacrifice fly, as this is now a 6-1 ball game.
Usually when you score a lot of runs in 1 inning like this inning, you're doing a lot of things right. And how about this? A sac fly to drive in another run. They have to be happy with this.
Up next for Colorado.
That's not my runner, though, so it's not my problem. That's another nice thing about being a reliever. The fact that the previous starter let that man on base and I let him run in means that doesn't impact my stats hardly at all.
First offering on its way. This is line to left. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. So they nearly bat around here as 8 men come.
And if you think that makes sense, then I'm sorry, you must have been a baseball fan before rationality took over the game.
Matt Duffy will get the call to pinch hit here, as we'll see what he can do with 2 out and the base is empty.
Matt Duffy.
Okay, well, let's see how this train wreck ends.
Wow, they were banging on all cylinders, from the leadoff man to the number 9 guy, the order. They absolutely cruised to a 7-run victory. If it were only always that easy, right?
8-1 is the final tonight. The Colorado Rockies took the lead in the 2nd inning and rode that until the very end. Tyler Anderson wins his 3rd of the season as he finishes 7 innings, allowing only 1 hit. Matt Strahm permitted 6 earned runs to come across in the losing effort. So that'll put a wrap on things here this evening. For my partners Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a special presentation of MLB The Show. For more, follow us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Yeah, we've fallen a couple innings behind Matt Strahm at this point, but look at this. Look at this. He's pitched 4 games, and he's pitched a total of 17 innings. He's got a 9.0 ERA and a 2.12 whip. What a bum! Get him out! All right, let's keep going. Training day. Training day. What do we got? What do we got? What do we need? What can we do? Cut velocity would maybe be nice. Fielding caps might be nice. I'm not too worried about it. Bullpen. Hits per 9 still at its present cap. I need to actually double check and make sure what that cap is and see if I have room to improve it, because it feels like, may not actually be true, but it feels like we should have some room to grow on that still. But two-seam control and all that, we can't actually increase home runs per 9 at the present. So what are we going to do instead? Control on our primary pitch might be the play here. Yeah, let's do it. Huh. Okay. Yeah. So we are down 7-0. Bottom of the 4th. No outs. Yeah. Let's do it.
Jason Parham answers the call from the pen here in the 4th as they didn't get the outing they were hoping for from their starter.
Walk into the Nationals ballpark and get annihilated. Business as usual.
And now for Washington, Eric Hosmer comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier.
Even though they're up by a boatload early on in this one, you can't get complacent and get lazy. They got to keep the gas pedal down, because this team that they're playing can strike and score a lot of runs too.
Tried to check it, and it's 0-1.
He's hungry. He wants it.
Count even at 1-1 to the Nationals' first baseman. Yanked high and deep down the line in right.
Foul.
And that is off the wall, but in
oh dear
territory. Foul ball.
I didn't realize the stands out there were in such poor condition, because that ball fell straight through them.
Cut fastball misses 2-2.
That's a good pitch to lay off right there.
All right, let's go that low outside changeup and see if he can mash it.
You do swing at that cutter.
No, he cannot.
End up with some firewood in a broken bat.
Have a
So he
seat.
gets the swinging strikeout on the changeup. Eric Hosmer becomes the first out in the bottom of the 4th inning.
That was aggressive pitching in that at bat, and I like seeing that. He showed all hard stuff until the 5th and final pitch for the strikeout. When you work off your hard stuff, it really opens up your secondary pitches to be more deceptive.
And that's the goal, is you're not supposed to get guys missing your breaking balls aren't supposed to be the ones that you get people guessing at. No, that doesn't sound right. You're not supposed to work mostly with your secondary stuff, because even though you might have a good slider or curveball or whatever, you use it too much, eventually the batter can get their timing in, and as a result, they can start mashing it, even if you continue to put it in good spots. So a good changeup, say, is meant to mess up their timing. That didn't really happen in that case. The only reason that's an out is because it was straight at Carlos Asuaje.
High to snag this line drive that was definitely headed to the outfield for a base hit.
The third baseman,
So there.
Anthony Rendon. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He's working on a 1 for 2 games so far.
2 down now.
Hey, get a good one up there, huh?
That's a cutter high. Let's show him change up low.
High and deep to right center.
Ooh, somebody get it, please.
And he will get there to make the running
All right.
play, and that will end the inning. Nationals gone in order, but they're still in control, 7-0.
Now, do they leave us in or do they yank us? Because it's only the 5th coming up.
Manuel Margot will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Okay, so not a long relief appearance so much as just a 3 and done.
Man, they're making it look awful easy out there. That's 9 wins in a row. That's right, 9 wins in a row. And by the way they're playing, I see no reason why this streak is going to end anytime soon.
And we got dabbed on.
Shutout this evening. The Nats posted a 3-run first to propel them to the win. Jake Arrieta gets the win on the mound, his first of the year. Tyson Ross was hit hard to the tune of 7 earns. He takes the loss. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB.
You gotta remember, these are the World Series champions.
Nation.com.
Well, slowly but surely, we're building ourselves up. We are making ourselves look all the more valuable to the organization, even as we improve our game here. And hopefully we'll be put into situations where it's not quite as dire as it has been in the last couple. Of course, I say that, but the last time they put us into a really close situation, we wound up losing on 3 homers that Jason gave up. Oops.
A manager confronts his pitching staff about an unacceptable team statistic.
Well, I will gladly take any bonuses to my home runs per 9 that I can get. You know, I haven't given up all that many this season, knock on wood, but being able to limit my home runs would be nice. So what do we have? Stamina cap, not really helping me. Practice field, nothing I desperately need. Spin session might be nice. Just getting that 2-seamer close to its cap, and that's starting to concern me. Circle control, circle velocity. Change-ups are a little bit weird in this game in that as you increase the velocity on them, the actual speed of the pitch will decrease, you know, to increase the differential between, oh, this is the speed of the fastball you're throwing versus the speed of your change-up. So by doing a slower circle change, in theory it makes it easier to hit, but in practice, because you're ideally pitching it off the fastball, it makes your fastballs look faster and your changeups look slower. You know, so the speed differential is greater, so you confuse the batter a little bit, ideally. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Control and break. Control and base on balls per 9. Yeah, let's get that K per 9 up a little bit. And I haven't worked on it too much, but being able to buff it up some more would be nice. Okay, so I think this might be the last one we do today. This might not. I don't know yet, but we are tied in Atlanta, 3-3, bottom of the 6th, with Corey Dickerson at the plate. So let's get it.
Jason Parham enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 23, Jason Parham.
And now the Atlanta number 4 hitter, Corey Dickerson, trying to get things started for the Braves in their half of the 6th.
Now, I believe this is Jason's first trip to Atlanta, at least as a professional ball player.
First pitch of the at-bat on its
See
way.
how hospitable the confines are.
You know, guys, sometimes guys don't like pulling the trigger 0-0. They want to see something go by, calibrate the speed, calibrate the break, and then make their adjustments off that. Maybe that's the case right here.
Hit hard to third.
Ooh.
That's through for a base hit,
Nice slap right past
so that puts the leadoff man
right past Villanueva,
underway.
or whoever it
Dan,
is
as a
out there.
former pitcher, are you privy to this guy? I mean, he's been swinging the bat well. I know it's only April, but he's been using the entire field, staying line to line.
That's what makes it so hard as a pitcher when you can't go one way. When you pitch a guy in, he pulls it. When you throw it away, he hits it the other way. He's having that ability right now just to be able to get the barrel to it, and he's having a real strong beginning to this season.
2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Takes a high fastball for a strike.
Pretty unusual that you see a 5-0 hitter take 2 strikes in a row. Typically, those are some of the most aggressive batters in the lineup.
So we're going to try that low outside changeup again. See if he'll get a roll over on it. No, he's just going to stand there. 3 pitches, strikeout. I don't understand it, but if he's going to do it, I'm not going to stop him.
Just trying to put one in play here. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts thus far. First pitch coming. Here it is. There's a breaking ball over the outer half.
Hey, let her fly right here.
Here's the 0-1. Next pitch, chopped foul right at home plate, and he's behind 0-2 now.
I know it's a guessing game, but usually when you flip that coin, it better come up fast.
All right, change up inside again. See what he does.
And he struck out again. That's the 3rd time he's gone down on strikes in this one.
Give that man a hat.
Strikeouts we see in the game today, Dan. That was his 3rd tonight, and it seems we're seeing that a lot more these days.
Yeah, Matt, there's been a real change in philosophy as far as hitting in baseball today. A lot of guys think now that an out is an out, a strikeout is just as good as a regular out, but we're seeing strikeouts at an alarming rate in baseball right now.
Who dat? Who's that at the plate? Dansby Swanson. Oh, dear.
And this one gets away.
I think that's the first.
Very big mistake, as that'll move the possible go-ahead run into scoring position.
Well, the graphic here isn't going to properly show just how far that pitch was from the strike zone. That thing wasn't even close, and I think it made the decision to move up a base pretty easy to make.
Yeah, unfortunately. Not a whole lot I could have done with that one. Just got to do better and move on.
He goes the other way as this is hit in the air.
But it's not gonna matter.
Renfroe will reach out with one hand to make the catch on the move, and that ends the inning. Braves strand 1. 6 innings are in the books. Score holds at 3-3.
And they're going to leave us in another one. Okay.
Salter, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game,
And we took the lead. Let's protect it.
Slogan, a bloop and a blast. They could certainly use that right now.
All right.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And a pitch in the dirt.
Well, that's not going to help anybody.
1-1.
Nobody out here, nobody.
Now the 1-1 pitch is a fastball that misses.
Sometimes it can be difficult for a pitcher. You're facing a guy that's not known to be a big stick in the lineup. Sometimes the toughest thing is
curveball.
to be aggressive and throw strikes.
And this one's going to bounce up to the plate. An easy take there, and it's 3-1 now.
All right, so let's get this cutter high inside. And hopefully he'll either jam it or let it pass.
Heading out
there we
go.
go.
Shallow right. Renfroe moves over. 1 down. Brian Mascara will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 56.
Okay.
Mascara.
You want to go high outside on this guy? All right, I'll take your word for it.
In there, 0-1.
That looked like a good one to mash, and he's mashing. 545 average. I know it's still April, but that's a lot of hits. Or alternately, That's a small sample size.
And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
Now some action in the Braves bullpen as they'll stand up a right-hander to get loose. 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors.
Want to
so
take him
far for
outside
Atlanta.
again? All right, let's try it.
And wow, tough to lay off the fastball there, but it's 1-2.
I'm gonna go low inside on this changeup. Hopefully he'll just roll over it.
Gets him looking at the knees.
Bye.
For the strikeout.
Pitching 101 is changing location and upsetting the hitter's timing. You do that, and everything's going to be fine. In that strikeout, he never threw the same pitch twice in a row, and he won the battle because of it.
In now, Mark Valdez.
Mark Valdez.
Pulls
Uh-oh.
this one in the air out to left.
Ooh,
After
you gonna
it's
get to that
Davis,
one?
he tracks
Yes,
it
you
down,
are.
And that will end the inning. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. 8th inning coming up. The Padres lead it 5-3.
All right, 2 innings to go, 6 whole outs. Can we do it? Can we hang on?
We'll grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 69.
I guess it's time to find out. Okay, survey says.
Well, that's just a great job of battling on the road. They fought all the way to the end, took the lead in the top of the 9th, and secured the W in the bottom half. That's a great team win.
And tonight's 1-run game comes to an end, 6-5 the final. The Padres posted a 3-run first to propel them to the win. Jason Parham earns his 3rd win of the year in relief. Yusmeiro Petit records the save, his 7th of the campaign. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on
No,
Twitter
that was
at
right.
MLB The
We
Show.
took a 2-run lead in the top of the 7th. They cut it to 1. We added 1. Okay. So that extra security run is what saved it. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber, and I will see you at the ballpark.
They left 4 men at base.